Hi everyone, Tony Tonkin here. Look, I was watching a program over the weekend, a movie, the latest John Wick's 4 movie that came out during the week or last week. And I'm a Keanu Reeves fan. I think he's a fabulous person, great individual, really admire his values, think he's terrific. But I think this movie's a friggin' flop, a disgrace, an embarrassment. And the reasons why I think this is the case is that even though I've watched John Wick's 1 to 3 and have enjoyed them to some extent, seem to have a tightly strung story put together, and I thought it was reasonably well acted in the past, but in this particular instance, no. Now, I've always noticed that John Wick's has been kind of like a superhero. No one shoots him, everyone seems to misshoot. Their inaccuracy is amazing. His accuracy is outstanding. He can shoot people while riding horses and falling off cliffs and do amazing things and use every possible weapon that there is and be able to fight with his hands and his feet and never ever gets into a situation that he can't get out of. So he's a superhero in that sense. But this particular film left me cold. Now, admittedly, it might have been because I was watching it late at night and I might have been a wee bit tired. So I'll take that into account. But on the whole, it was crap because the acting was shit. He was terrible. He had half a dozen lines in the whole thing. It was more about how many people. So the issue was, how many people can you kill in 2 hours? And I reckon there were hundreds. Now, I'm not going to discount the fact that some of the fight scenes were rather spectacular, to say the least. Particularly the one in Paris where they were going around that monument all the time. I think it was very well done. But the movie itself, in terms of what it offered outside of some of those action scenes, was terrible. Now, I know a lot of people probably watch it because of the action, and I understand that. But I expect to get a little bit more from a multi-million-dollar movie that this one particularly offered, and I didn't think it was anywhere near up to the standards that we saw in other John Wick's movies. Now, I'll be interested to know what you think, so please comment below. If you enjoyed the movie, tell me what you enjoyed about it. I'd be really interested to know that. But the point is, it got too ridiculous. Like, there was a time where he fell off a balcony and he must have travelled 20 metres and landed on a minibus. And when he landed, he crashed into the minibus. There was a dent in the minibus. Good on the optics on that. And he falls to the ground, and then he gets up and he's okay. Now, I understand that there's got to be a sense of unrealism, I guess, around some of the stuff that he does, but I think they've gone too far. They've just gone too far. And I know this is probably the final episode where he gets exonerated from everything. He can now become the person that he wants, even though he lost his wife all those years ago. He now can become whoever he wants to be, rather than being assigned to this murderous and sort of satanic group that he seems to have hitched up with. So I think it didn't even provide an ending that I felt was satisfying. There was nothing about it. In fact, I got about 3/4 of the way through and then I skipped 20 minutes because I found the thing so boring, and not a credit to him at all. Now, the acting was disgraceful. The acting didn't seem, well, firstly, they didn't have much of a dialogue, so I guess that's some compensation, but the acting itself was of the worst quality that you could see. In fact, I think if you rated the acting alone, you would rate it definitely as a B-grade movie. The only thing that probably saved it were the graphics and the fight scenes, of which there were far too many. No story in it whatsoever. The ending was so predictable. I predicted the ending probably within 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe of the beginning of the show. You knew what was going to happen. And particularly the fight scene at the end, the dueling at the end, it was evident what was going to happen. You know, an idiot could have seen what was going to resolve this particular problem. So what do you think? Now, I don't often do reviews of videos of movies, but this is one I had to do because I was so looking forward to seeing it. I purchased it from Prime, so I spent $24 buying a video which I hate. So silly me. But if you'd like to, I'd like to think that you could, for other videos that I put out in terms of politics and child protection and other issues, there'll be many of them to come. I'd like to think that you should subscribe to my channel and contact me down below if you've got any comments that you would like to make. So this is just very brief. Thanks for being with me. Let me know what you think about John Wicks up here, wherever he might appear, and let me know whether you think it was something worth watching. Thanks for being with me, everybody. Take care, look after yourselves, and be safe.